So I'm all done. I just bumped into our old neighbour in the flat that we used to live in round the corner, and I told her on exciting news that we're moving to Lisbon, and the first thing she asked was, what's happening to Millie? And I said, of course she's coming with us, as if I could go without her. So I've just been telling her about how we're actually going to transport Millie, because we're flying with TAP Portugal, who are one of only a handful of airlines which let you take your cat or dog into the cabin with you, so she can travel under the seat in front of us, which is amazing. Okay, so I'm back home, and so just carrying on the conversation about how we're going to get Millie to Lisbon. In fact, she can show you. So this is what Millie... This is what you're going to be travelling in. So this is a sleepy pod. And it was a lot of research, actually, probably the most that I've done for our trip, because the airline has quite strict sort of measurements for the carrier. The great thing about this sleepy pod is that it's very flexible, so you can really push it down in the aircraft. And also it, I don't want to do anything that's going to really frighten her, because I'm training her to get used to it, but you can pinch it in on both the sides. So actually it's going to fit. And as you can see, Millie is getting very familiar with it. I've had it out in our bedroom for about 2.5 weeks now, and sorry, my eyebrows, they're pretty dark. They always are when I've just had them done. They'll look better in the morning when I've washed my face. Anyway, I've been training Millie to get inside it and not really be scared of it. So every day I either leave some treats in it, or I sort of encourage her to get inside it, and then she gets a treat. So it seems to be working quite well so far, and she's not scared of it. And I've even tried getting her in and putting the flap down and sort of making the zipping noises, which obviously is going to happen when we put her in there. Let me see if I can position this so that you're going to be able to see what's going on. So these are some healthy treats. Millie, there you go. That crunching sound, so funny. Right, how are you feeling? Good? I'll take that as a sign. Let's put one more very, 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 very back. And she's going to do it like a pro. Here we go, in. And that's how it's going to be done on the morning of our move. I don't think you can see her in there. All right, Millie? Good girl. So next week, what I'm going to start trying to do is getting her in it and actually zipping her up a little bit, and trying to move her from one room to the next, which I know the first time that she does it is not going to be that great of an experience for her. But I just think the more she does that and the more she gets supplied with treats, she will get used to it, and actually then travelling in it on move day won't be such a big deal. Well, he's hoping. We'll do some more of those, and you can see how Millie gets on. She's, in the meantime, having her afternoon nap, so we won't disturb her anymore. Right, I am back in our second bedroom, and I've started going through this sort of collection of bits and bobs, shoe boxes and things like that. But actually, the majority of them don't even contain shoes. I've just opened the first one, and this is the perfect example. So this is a little bib, which belonged to me, and my grandma, the same one that painted our wedding invites, made this for me and gave it to me when I was born. And my mum gave it back to me, I think it must have been on my 30th birthday, so a few years ago. And I don't know, how can you throw that away? Also got a signed picture of Dolly Parton. This is my best friend Stevie. This was a birthday card he gave me, so that was the front. And then this was what he did inside. I love things like that. If you draw me a picture in a card, I'll 100% always keep it. I've got some friends' old wedding invitations. You know, a lot of people would, you know, say that I'm a hoarder. But the thing is, I'm organised with my hoarding. This was another birthday card that my friend Louise made me. A lot of effort's gone into that. Again, more pickies inside. And I can never throw stuff like this out. I can't help but feel that when, you know, I'm 90, that this is sort of all you have, isn't it? Because you get a bit more immobile when you get older. And I just sort of see myself sitting in my house, just going back through all my old boxes of memories. Oh, this is an old microphone cube from my first MTV Awards, which was back in 2009. I probably shouldn't have ended up keeping this, but I did, and now it's in the archives. I've also got an old Bestival wristband from when I worked at Bestival a few years ago. So a lot of this stuff is going to be with me forever, and we'll be going into storage. And then I've also started doing one for Ed as well. So lots of old bits and bobs from our time together. A lot of old cards, a few of his old hockey programmes from when he played in the Premier League. In fact, there is one write-up on him. There you go. Big Ed, the dangerous one. I'm not really a hoarder. I am quite good at chucking as much out. And once or twice a year, I'll do a big dump at the charity shop. That's not what I meant to say. At all. I'll dump a load of stuff off at the charity shop. Anyway, I look forward to, you know, going back through everything in 50 years' time. I also just want to say how happy it makes me when our cleaner comes. I mean, everything is just immaculate. Look, it just makes me so happy. And one of the things that I'm really dreading, and it's going to stress me out the most, is just living with boxes everywhere. I really like things in order, and I like things to just be immaculate. That is the painting by our good friend Will Hilton that I mentioned earlier. So Google him, check him out, Will Hilton. But anyway, Millie update. She is sleeping. The life of a cat. Anyway, back to packing.